Hello students, today in this lecture we will discuss about how to select a specific grinding wheel for a particular application. And similarly we will also understand some of the important parameters such as loading, dressing and truing in the case of the grinding wheel. So let us first start about selection of the grinding wheel and let us discuss about some of the important factors or the parameters that are necessary. So there are mainly two types of the factor. First one is the constant factor and the another one that is the variable factor. So in the case of constant factor, the first factor that one need to clear, that is the workpiece material. That means if the workpiece material that is hard and if the workpiece material is soft, so based on this situation one must need to select the grinding wheel. Now the second important factor, that is amount of material to be removed. That means if the amount of material to be removed is comparatively large and if amount of material to be removed that is small, so based on this situation one must need to select the grinding wheel abrasives that are used, because if the abrasives are of large size and if abrasives are of smaller size, then it may result into the removal of large material or removal of small material, because if the abrasive particle size is comparatively larger, then it will remove more material, and if the abrasive particle size is small, then it is clear that it will remove very less material. So based on this also one must need to select the grinding wheel. Now the third parameter, that is the contact area. That means how much amount of or how much area of the grinding wheel is attached or in contact with the workpiece. That is also important parameter to consider for selection of the grinding wheel. And the fourth parameter, that is the type of grinding machine. Means if the grinding machine is comparatively heavy and if the grinding machine is smaller, then based on requirement to reduce the vibration one must need to select the different types of grinding wheels. So these are the four important factors which are the constant factor which anyone must need to keep in mind in any time during selection of the grinding wheel. There are some of the other variable factors are also which varies based on the requirement and person to person or based on the application also. So some of the important variable factors are, first one is speed of the wheel. That means the grinding wheel speed means if it rotates at 1000 rpm, 2000 rpm, 3000 rpm. So based on requirement and based on application one must need to select the speed of the wheel. Similarly, in many of the case workpiece is also rotating, then the selection of rotation of workpiece parameter that also one need to consider. The another important parameter, that is the machine condition. That means if machine is fully operable or if there is any error or defect in the machine movement. Suppose if the grinding wheel is attached to the center and it needs to rotate about these axes, then if this grinding wheel may be fluctuating or may be deviating from its original axis, then it may result into variation of the surface finish. So depends on machine condition, one also need to select the grinding wheel. And the last factor, that is the skill of operator, which may result into the maybe a required surface finish or maybe a other surface finish that is not required, because after setting all the maybe constant factor, maybe variable factor, but how that operator uses that grinding wheel or operates on that machine, that is also one of the important parameter which result into the better surface finish of the material. So these are the different factors. It may be a constant factor or a variable factor which helps to select the grinding wheel for specific machining operation. So let us take an example. Suppose if one want to select the grinding wheel based on the amount of metal to be removed. So if one want to remove higher material, that means if we want to cut high material, so at that time we must need to select the grinding wheel which has the particle size larger. That means that particle may be a rough particle or coarse particle. And similarly, the grain is arranged, that is the medium grain. And if the material removed is very less, or the material removal required is less, that means the lower cut is required, at that time very small size particles are used, and that are called as the fine grain, and the structure used, that is the dense structure, which are the basic standard use of these different types of materials, or the different types of structures, grains, which are depends on the specific application. So this is the first parameter of selection, in which our major primary focus, that is the amount of metal to be removed. If our primary focus is accuracy of the size and the surface finish, so if the surface finish required is not very much important, at that time rough cut is performed, and at that time the grain is used, that is the coarse grain, that means the particle size is large. So the material or the workpiece surface that is obtained is comparatively rough, and at that time the bond used, that is the vitrified bond. Similarly, if high finish is required, that is surface finish is of most importance, at this time maybe a resonoid, shellac or rubber bond is used. Now let us say third example. If our primary focus is area of contact, that means if the greater area of the contact of the grinder comes with workpiece, then the soft grade is used, and if the smaller area is considered, at that time high grade is used, and for the smaller area portion high grade is mostly preferable. Now let us consider fourth parameter, that is the type of machine. Means if the heavy machine is used, there at that time to reduce the vibration mostly soft wheel is used, and in the case of smaller machine harder wheel are used. These are the basic standard results which are obtained for specific applications. And lastly, if our primary criteria, that is the speed of the wheel, and as we know all the abrasive particles are added on the periphery of the grinding wheel, and if the speed is comparatively larger, and due to that rotary movement there might be a chances of removal of that particle from the surface. So if the speed is maybe at 200 meter per second or less than this, at that time vitrified bond is used, and if the speed is comparatively higher, at that time resinoid bond is used. So based on specific requirement, what is our primary criteria, based on that different types of abrasives are selected, different types of bonds are used, different types of structures are used for selecting that specific grinding wheel. So these are the different parameters that one need to consider, and based on requirement one may select different types of variation also. So this is how the selection of grinding wheel can be used for a specific application. Now let us understand some of the important parameters that are used in the case of the grinding wheel. So the first parameter, that is the loading. So what is the meaning of the loading? So as we know, suppose if one want to perform machining operation on this particular workpiece, and as this grinding wheel is rotating on the surface of this workpiece, and with the movement of this grinding wheel on the on the surface of the component, then it result into removal of the material, and similar time this workpiece material comes into the contact of this grinding wheel. And if the temperature is sufficiently enough for the case of the workpiece and the grinding wheel, then there might be a chances that some of the workpiece particle available over here that gets adhered to the surface of the grinding wheel, or the space available on the grinding wheel. So if foreign particles such as the workpiece material particle gets adhered on the surface of the grinding wheel, so this type of phenomenon is called as the loading. So this is the basic understanding of how this loading is defined. So I hope this is clear to you that what is the meaning of the loading. So if simply we summarize that, so this loading is defined as state of a grinding wheel when particles of workpiece material, keep this word in mind, either adhere to the grids or become embedded in the space between abrasive grains on the grinding wheels. This particular phenomenon is called as the loading. And due to the combination of these foreign particles in the space between these abrasive particles, this may result into the deterioration of the surface finish obtained by using this particular grinding wheel. Now the another important parameter, that is the dressing. So let us understand by using this simple example. As the grinding wheel is available and on the surface of grinding wheel different abrasive particles are available of irregular shape and size. Now when this abrasive wheel rotates against the workpiece, due to friction some of the material starts removing from the surface or from the part of these different abrasives, and due to which as the material gets eroded from these particles, it may result into the deterioration of the effect of these particles. So keep this basic discussion in mind. From this you will understand what is the meaning of this dressing. So this dressing is defined as act of improving the cutting action, and it can also be described as the sharpening action. So as we have discussed, as the continuous machining operation is happening, these abrasive particles loses its sharpness, and to improve its sharpness again and to reuse that grinding wheel, this dressing operation is performed. And this is the basic understanding of what this dressing operation is called. So this dressing can be done by subjecting the grinding wheel surface to a dresser, which could be a star dresser, maybe a abrasive streak, or maybe a single point diamond tool. So this dressing is done by using the dresser tool, and most widely used dresser tool, that is the single point diamond tool. So this is the basic interpretation of this loading and dressing terminology. The next important terminology, that is the truing. And now to understand this further, let's take an example. As the abrasive particles, by using any type of bond, they are adhered on the surface or periphery of this grinding wheel, and as these abrasive particles are of irregular shape and size, what happens? Suppose if this particle is of large size, other particle is of smaller size, then when this grinding wheel comes into the contact, then as the depth of this grinding particle is large, it may result into the larger feed into the workpiece and removes or reduces larger depth into the workpiece, whereas the second particles reduces the smaller depth. So it may result into variation of the depth of cut obtained or the finishing obtained by using this grinding wheel. So there is a specific operation by which outer surface of all the particles is made proper or of the same size by using a specific operation, and this operation is called as the truing operation. So in this operation all the particles are made at this certain height to obtain this specific finishing operation. So let us summarize it again. So when the truing is defined as act of restoring the cutting face of a grinding wheel by removing the abrasive material from the cutting face and sides of the wheel. So it will run true, and it will run true, that means it will remove equal amount of material from all sides of that grinding wheel. And similarly, this truing is the process of changing the shape of the grinding wheel as it becomes worn from an original shape, and it is due to the breaking away of abrasive and the bond, and this is done to make the wheel true and concentric with the bore, or to change the face contour to form the foam grinding. So this truing and dressing are done with the same tool but not for the same purpose. Again, this line is very much important. This truing and tracing, these both are performed with the same tool, but the purpose of this both operation is comparatively different. Now again, if you have any confusion between truing and tracing, we will solve that by using just simple two figures. Let's have a look over here. So first of all, you can see as the abrasive particles has given certain sharpness over here in the tracing operation. Now as you can see over here, the depth is different, over here depth is different, over here depth is different. So due to this, surface finish obtained is comparatively variable. So to manage all these abrasive particles on the same side up to a same height, another operation is performed, and this operation is called as the truing operation. And from this figure you can easily understand this tracing is the operation of providing sharpness to the abrasive particles, and this truing is the operation of setting all the abrasive particle at certain depth for proper surface finish operation. And similarly again, simple 2D figure which you can draw in your exam also, which is shown over here. So this is the case. After truing, the grinding wheel becomes like this, but after tracing you will see the grinding wheel like this. So if we say, we can also say this, in many of the cases after tracing, truing operation is performed. So keep this in mind, the basic terminology of main important parameter, that is the loading, tracing and truing, because this is many more time important for an examination point of view also. So I hope it is clear to you that what is the difference between these different types of parameters and how to select grinding wheels based on the different requirements. So looking forward to see you all in our next lecture. Up to then, thank you.